month, we'll have the mayor and her staff that wish to speak to the council. Let me address it.
Thank you. Sharon McShurley, 1901 North Forest Avenue. Good evening, Council President, council members. I gave you a copy of this so you'll have it if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it. I'd like to take this opportunity as mayor to update you on the activities of city government. This past month, I attended the legislative conference meetings in Indianapolis to get updates from the Indiana Association of Cities and Towns representatives regarding legislation that is being heard in the House and the Senate. During these meetings, town managers and mayors have opportunity to have discussion on how potential changes in the bills will affect our communities. I would like to thank you, Mr. President, and Allison Cork and Mike Queen for participating in the conference call with Matt Greller of the Indiana Association of Cities and Towns. He expressed his appreciation of your time and attention to the financial issues facing the city of Muncie. I have since met with approximately 98% of the city employees during 6 meetings. In these meetings, I explained the effects of House Bill 1001, answered their questions, and encouraged them to make suggestions on ways to provide city services for less money. Even though it wasn't good news for them, I did receive positive feedback from the employees. They mostly appreciated the openness and willingness to personally apprise them of the financial concerns instead of leaving them with the rumor mill. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the following department appointments, and I ask that they please stand as I call out their name. Deborah Davis, Chief of Police. Rock Barrett, Deputy Chief of Police. Okay, already standing. And Eric Wilson, Fire Chief. Thank you. Although all announcements have not been made, I believe the remainder of the board and commission appointments are complete unless another board happens to show up saying they still have someone missing. As you're aware, we have begun restructuring the police department in an attempt to reduce expenditures and in preparation for layoffs if and when it becomes necessary. The Police Merit Commission and the union have been cooperative in our attempts to reduce expenditures. The police department has also parked 12 take-home vehicles and is currently looking at ways to reduce overtime expenses. One way for the city to reduce overtime expenses is to no longer provide to the community extra city personnel for events free of charge. If police and fire officers can be utilized during the regular schedule, we are willing to accommodate. If extra employees are needed, we encourage the activity providers to contact the police, fire, and parks departments to determine the cost. We are also addressing the need of finding a permanent home for the city urban forester. The employee's salary is shared between the city and the community foundation, and per her job description, the position reports to the Park and Recreation Department. The city controller may come before you next month to facilitate that process. I recently met with 2 of the 3 monthly sanitary district board members and have begun conversations about reducing expenses as they face a $1.6 million revenue loss next year. We have and will continue to discuss ways the city is reducing expenses, and I am encouraging them to do the same. I continue to have conversation with the county commissioners on ways to consolidate services, conversation with the university on ways to partner to further progress for the city and the university, and have been involved in economic development activities. I also have a meeting this month with Mr. Peter DeVore, owner of the Hotel Roberts, in order to establish a relationship and determine what progress can be made. There has been discussion about the security needs of this building. One major concern is the workout facilities in the basement of this building and the accessibility needed versus the overall security of the offices. The police chief, the human resources director, and I are currently working on determining who has access to this building after hours, and will be establishing guidelines following that. I also have met with Beverly Evans, the City County ADA Coordinator and County Personnel Director, and Wayne Huffman, the City Personnel Director, to continue the process of coming into compliance with ADA guidelines. I believe, and I think the Mayor's Council on Disabilities will agree, that progress is being made and we're moving in the right direction. I thank you for the opportunity.
Any questions of the mayor from the council?
Yes, I don't have a question, but I would.
Councilperson Barton.
I don't have a question, but I would like to thank you and Deb Davis and the Police Merit Commission and the union for all that you have done. I really think that, if all of the department heads can, possibly think and do the same, it would help us tremendously.
I agree.
Thank you and Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I guess I've got a question for you. I'd like to briefly comment on the proposal of Ball State. When Ball State purchased the properties and houses on Marsh and Rex and those streets, I for one, as a council person, would not want to have people not be able to sell their houses to whoever they want to. And the vacating streets, we have vacated streets before for other projects and not use that as a supposedly, I don't know what he phrased it as the hammer, I guess, for Ball State. I wish the nonprofits would do the right thing and pay their fair share, but that's got to be handled in the state level, not the local level. And the partnership with Ball State, we want to embrace them as we hope they would try to embrace us and treat us fairly and treat us better than what they have in the past, I believe. So I hope we would wish you luck with your endeavors on trying to help the fire protection in there, plus helping other aspects of Ball State.
Well, I'll look on President Gore in the morning and talk to her about this meeting tonight. And then I also, in their defense, when I ask the questions about the properties they're purchasing and making them aware of how it does affect our assessed valuation and our tax base, they often are contacted by property owners to purchase their property.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so they have turned down many, many homeowners and property owners that would like to see them go across Bethel Avenue, and they have assured me that that is not their intent to do that.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Any department heads would like to